everything he wanted. Like we just saw from the starting hand, removal, heal, and draw. Like, there you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what he needed. I think the upgrade needed to be used for the durability value on an Arcanine Reaper.
On an
to be
Arcanine
able
Reaper
to, you know,
or a War Axe, because
exactly.
Druid has the heal, and you know they have the heal. You're not going to be able to rush him down with a 2-4 weapon.
Exactly,
It's just not going to happen. And you saw he was able to like draw into Fiery War Axes and stuff later, and he was like, well, I can't equip the Fiery War Axe because I have this useless 2-4 weapon that I'm still swinging with, and now I don't have the upgrade to upgrade the Fiery War Axe into, which would have been a 4-3, which numbers kind of line up a little bit better there.
Yep, so we are getting into Game 5, and Bunnyhoppor only needs one more to progress into the semi-final of this European Last Call tournament. Sintolol has a long road to go if he wants to take this series as a whole, and he is continuing with the Pirate Warrior, and this hand looks a little bit better, mainly because of that card sat in the middle there, as we mentioned before.
It's so important to have that card, especially against Freeze Mage. Freeze Mage is not going to put up taunts. They don't have really great ways to interact with the Arcanine Reaper. They can try and freeze your face, but that's going to be clocking them. That is a really fast clock coming out of the gate for Sintolol, and he's got a nice curve leading up to it, right? He's got the Dread Corsair on 3, into the Corcoran on 4, into the Reaper on 5, and meanwhile, Bunnyhoppor, not too much going on in his camp. No too great a place. It looks like he's debating and going for the Coin Ping, just trying to stop all of the incoming damage as fast as possible. We do know Bunnyhopper's Freeze Mage list, only one Ice Barrier, and that card is absolutely crucial in this matchup.
Yeah, it's kind of tough as well because it's not as if you can get away with it. It looks like the Ice Barrier has pretty much been, the second one has been swapped out for Flame Strike, and that's great in some matchups, but Warrior normally just ends the game by hitting you in the face for like 12 with a weapon, so the lack of the second Ice Barrier could be huge, and again, as you said, this curve is actually just filling out a hell of a lot better for Sintolol this game. Yeah,
that is a nut curve. That is pretty much the best Pirate Warrior hand you are going to see of all time. Ever. It's really just something else, man. And we do see Sintolol is going to go for the Bloodsail Raider here. And the reason why he does this is because both plays develop a 3-3, because the taunt is pretty much irrelevant against Freeze Mage, especially against a player that has no minions developed on the board. And then this means later on, when Sintolol does play the Arcanine Reaper for 5 mana, he can then play the Dread Corsair for 0 mana, whereas he would be unable to play, you know, the Bloodsail Raider for 0 mana on that turn. So it fills out his curve even better.
Yeah, and also with the Raider, yeah, it might gain a lot more attack later from the Arcanine Reaper.
But it'll be frozen.
But it'll die or just not attack at all. Yeah, so yeah, I really like this play. Just really utilizing your resources to the maximum here from Sintolol. He's going to need to, because this is a game he cannot lose if he wants to progress. And Bunnyhoppor just forgotten, pretty happy, just forgotten Torch. I'm going to bank the 3-mana Fireball into the deck later on. And again, this isn't
that is a pretty sweet combo to have with your Dread Corsair. That's another benefit to saving it, is you can more flexibly do that. The Bloodsail Cultist, not a card that you see in every Warrior deck, but in combination with a Pirate, causes the upgrade effect on your weapon, which would upgrade that Arcanine Reaper into a 6-3 weapon, causing 18 damage over 3 turns. And that is some Pirate power. Yeah, that is without any additional card draw of anything like a Heroic Strike or a monster. Screw card draw, we got Pirates.
Yeah, this is definitely all we need. So Bunnyhoppor even going for the Frostbolt. So he's done as good a job as he can do so far with the removal tools he has, just keeping the minions down.
I think the Frostbolt there is quite questionable from Bunnyhoppor. You may have wanted to maybe, like, he wants to be cycling this Thalnos, and that's why he goes for it. But saving freeze effects for the face is just so important in this matchup, especially with Evolved Kobold. You're able to, you know, get so much burst damage with the Frostbolt and the Lance to be able to set up races, that I think it might have been better there for Bunnyhoppor to just Fireball, just so he can preserve those effects to kind of stop the beating of the Reaper. And we do see Sintolol saving the Dread Corsair for the upgrade combo here, so that he can get in all of that juicy Arcanite Reaper damage. We can see in his hand that'll be, you know, 2 6-damage swings equaling 12 damage, and then an Argent Horse Rider for 2.
Yep. Kind of crazy overall, and as you said, Bunnyhoppor is going to go for the Cycle, and I don't mind Doomsayer here at all.
Yeah, it's always kind of weird when to figure out when you're supposed to play Doomsayer, right? Like, you can often think that Loot Hoarder is most likely going to contest whatever minion comes out, because you expect one minion to come out at a time. You oftentimes forget that they have these big tempo terms with Dread Corsair that are possible.
Yeah, it's difficult though, because as you said, if just like Upgrade and Heroic Strike come out this turn and you Doomsayed, you're like, we've still done all the damage. I've not really gained anything. So yeah, you know, I don't mind the loot hoarder. Or at least I understand why Bunnyhoppor's gone for it. We have the ultimate knowledge of seeing both hands. So obviously the Doomsayer would have negated a lot of additional damage this turn. Even the Flame Juggler.
Yeah, the Doomsayer would have been huge because Sintolol would have been unable to swing with the Arcanite Reaper because you have to save it for the upgrade effect.
Yep.
So he would just be one turn slower in the game, so it would act as almost an Ice Lance to the face in this scenario. So the Doomsayer would have been huge if Bunnyhoppor was able to make that read, but I don't blame him for being unable to make the read. Most of the people only play against Pirate Warrior 2 times lifetime. So being unable to figure out...
This is the second time ever Bunnyhoppor's played Pirate.
Yeah, it's probably. I wouldn't doubt it if it is. Like, these players play ladder constantly. Like, that's how uncommon the deck really is, and it's kind of difficult to adjust to those scenarios. But after they play the Arcanite Reaper, it is actually... You know, now that the more that I think about it and look at the scenario presented in front of us, it's super huge to just drop Doomsayer after Arcanite Reaper comes out, just so you can limit their ability to potentially upgrade that and continue swinging it at your face. Yep.
Bunnyhoppor did trade in the Thanos there. Going to follow up with the Arcane Insight because he's on the dire need of some freeze effects now that a board has suddenly appeared in front of him.
Yeah.
As you know, regardless of the weapon threat, which is a huge threat in itself, he could just die to what's in hand from Sintolol. The board state is putting out 8 damage itself, so this is just going from bad to worse. Salty deckhand, even more damage. The block will be procced, and there's not a lot Bunnyhoppor can do about it in this game.
Yeah, you can proc him at 1, and he really doesn't want to have to like overkill a ton by using, you know, the Reaper charge, but at the same time, if you don't use the Reaper charge, that means you're using all your from hand damage, and if you use all your from hand damage, then all your opponent has to do is freeze your face in the board, and then suddenly you can't, you know, finish them off the following turn. So I think it's better to waste the Reaper, but it's a really tough call.
Well, I think the benefit is because this is only going into turn 7 for the Mage, it's not as if he can freeze Alexstrasza. You know, he's got like a fair few turns. He would literally have to chain multiple freezes on face and the board to be able to survive. Like, enough turns for him to heal himself.
Some sort of freeze plus ice barrier could get really sticky really fast, but I guess you know your opponent doesn't have any freezes unless they just recently drew Blizzard, and if they drew Blizzard, they can't play Ice Barrier, because at the end of Bunnyhoppor's turn, he had enough mana to play Frost Nova or Barrier, and he did not play Frost Nova, so you can kind of assume that he does not have, you know, Frost Nova plus Barrier there. So I do like the play from Sintolol there. I think it's a good read on the situation.
And there we go, and it is going to be Sintolol does get the win with the Pirate War, an extremely quick game.